Hi guys, welcome to this video. I'm Marcus from Brew Interactive
And I'm Aaron from HubSpot.
And today in this video, I want to do it a little bit different where, Aaron is a sales extraordinaire from HubSpot and, he's worked a team of, how many people in HubSpot? Sales team?
I've got 10 people.
Reporting to you as pure salespeople, right?
Yep.
And, you've done a lot of things right, in your career at HubSpot, doing a lot of sales. And I thought it's great for you to share with a lot of the viewers over here on, how do you make sure you work these salespeople like a slave? Right?
That is an overstatement. I mean, obviously, but I find that a lot of sales team operate in a way where they just track revenue.
Yep.
Right. Forecast is not a thing until the end of the quarter or the end of the year, where a manager or director will then, start bringing down a rep's neck and ask them about their forecast. How much are you going to close, for example, this month or this quarter? I feel that there's a more methodical way of doing it. So if you start forecast practice and CRM hygiene from day one, that will save you a lot of hassle in terms of forecasting towards the end of closing week, which everyone is hyper stressed, right? So what I meant by that in forecasting is, for example, on tools like HubSpot, you'll be able to drill down to the conversion rate of each rep. So if let's say their ops to close rate is 20%, and their monthly target is, let's say, for simplicity purposes, $1,000 a month, all right? That means they would have to create a pipeline of $5,000 at the very, very beginning of the month.
In forecast revenue, right?
Forecast revenue, right? So based on the conversion rate of 20%, they would likely to end up, hitting their quota of $1,000 by the end of the day if that conversion rate checks out. Right. However, how we always encourage our sales rep to do is that is like a guiding, north light for you, but you always aim higher, right?
Right. Higher conversion rate, so not just 20%, aim for 30, 40%. Right.
Now, a lot of you are in sales or in marketing, you will see that a lot of seasoned salespeople, their conversion rate will just get gradually higher and higher. And they would simply target lesser and lesser accounts because they are more strategic in that sense. Right? So then you would need to again recalculate a conversion rate, for example, and understanding or reverse engineer how many leads they indeed need to call down and need to create in terms of opportunities, right?
So that's tip number one.
Yeah, that's tip number one.
Right.
Your forecast practice
in one dashboard, right?
In one dashboard.
Right. Okay.
Right, and then with that, in that dashboard itself, you'll be able to build what we call closed revenue versus goal. Right. Again, it ties back to team results. Right. There's no point of one sales rep overachieving by 200%, but all your sales reps are failing. Because ended up your whole team will then be, will topple. Right?
But why not? That's great.
Right?
I'm kidding.
So you want to have a balanced performance, and how do you foster balanced performance? It's by tracking the closed revenue versus goal at a team basis, so that we all are on the same page on how the team is tracking.
So the data feeds into you have individual sales target, closed revenue, and then it all feeds into as a collective team. What is the goal for the team? Do you track on a quarterly basis or on a monthly basis?
I track on a monthly basis.
Right, on a monthly basis. So let's say monthly basis, just for the sake of this discussion, let's say $20,000 in forecasted revenue. So what you then do is, every individual maybe is $2,000, for example. So the team goal would be then $20,000, and you track on a. So that's your goal. You look at it on a monthly basis. But how often do you look at this report? Is it on a daily basis? You look at how many on a daily basis?
So it's on a weekly basis when we catch up with the rep. Right. And I think you raised a very good point on we are on the monthly cycle, but we are also looking at annual revenue target. So you'll be able to build out another line, which is annual revenue target, and you might build up an incentive towards that annual goal. So everyone will strive towards that. I mean, apart from that monthly hustle, people will still strive to that
annual
for that
goal.
Big picture.
Big
goal.
What are the prizes or incentives that you offer for your salespeople?
So every year we have what we call a President's Club. We call it P Club in short, where we'll send all the successful sales reps to, for example, last year, or actually just 3 months ago, in April, to Barcelona. So the trip is sponsored. Where hotel is covered, air ticket is covered. You are able to bring your +1 over there, for a 5 days trip to reward yourself.
So you went to Barcelona for 5 days.
I went to Barcelona for 5 days. I mean, with with hard work, it comes, a
Okay,
high
good
reward as
reward,
well.
yeah.
I think the third point that I would like to share is the rep leadership board over here. By deals, right? So that's something that you're able to build as well. Again, this is not to create a hostile environment where your reps are hyper competitive.
So it's like a dashboard of every rep, like how many deals they are working on right now?
Okay, so you could work on how many deals they are working on or how many deals they have closed.
Right,
Again,
okay.
it depends on you. The close one is more striving towards like people closing the deals.
Right.
The creation one is more of activities.
Correct.
Right?
Okay, got it. Yeah.
So it's for a different objective. But
because your pipeline is like, you have like different sales stages in your pipeline. So you need to make sure that, okay, how much, what's the productivity level, right? How much do they move from one stage to the other?
I think you raised a very good point, Marcus, that I failed to address over here. So
sure.
If let's say rep A have like a $5,000 pipeline in stage 1.
Right.
And 2 weeks later, still $5,000 in stage 1, there's something that we need to look into in that rep's pipeline, right? Because that we should be moving cases on a weekly basis. From stage 1 to stage 2, from stage 3 to stage 4, right? So that basically gives you that visibility to track each of the stage and see where the bottleneck is and see how you can come in and help them or assist them. Again, tying back to the environment that I want to create in the sales floor is less of a competitive sales floor that I want to create. Yes, some healthy competition is great, but what we are trying to foster over here is some healthy collaboration.
Right.
So, for example, the top sales rep who have closed, like for example, $5,000 this month has hit his quota. So he has some bandwidth on assisting sales rep who are still catching up or still fighting to get to their quota on things that they have done well or things that they have done well to move deals from stages to stages.
Right.
So that us as a manager will be able to assign them a buddy to work with, and all the results are very visible. So the credibility question won't be an issue in that sense. Right. So that is the third tip that I want to talk about. And then the fourth tip, which is one of the most important tips, will be time in deal stages.
Oh yes, yeah. If salesperson takes too long on a particular deal, then maybe something they're not doing right.
Which is what we just covered, right? Earlier on. Again, it's very important for you to define the sales stages very distinctively. So in our case, like how we define sales stages, for example, first call, which is what we call connect call, where there's this first interaction with the prospect. The second call is what we call inbound assessment, right?
Okay.
Or assessment call, to put it simply, right? To assess the needs, and then as all of your sales reps know, your BANT, your budget, your authority, your needs, your time frame, and also GPC, we call it, their goals, their plans, their challenges, to see if the solution will help them, for example, right? So the sales stages is hyper important in that sense, where you are running a specific sales process, and after you run it, you'll be able to judge whether it's working or not. All right.
So then you can very quickly move on as well. Like if say there's no budget, then just move on to the next one. No budget, just move on. Things like that.
And then if those deal stages, like you don't close that deal, then we need to revisit on the sales process, right?
Correct.
As opposed to you not having a consistent sales approach, and then you have no idea what went wrong. In multiple cases, because you're using different approach in different cases. Right. So that is really, really important.
I think that's one point I wanted to add over here is that, with one of the clients that we work with, we realized that the pipeline has maybe 8 or 9 different stages. And they realized that between stage 1 to stage 2, there's a big dropout rate of about 95%. So on the marketing side of things, I think the opportunity is over here where you can run certain marketing automation campaigns so that you move people from stage 1 to stage 2. So what kind of marketing automation you can do? Well, very simply, the first thing you can do is a email sequence journey, right? So the minute somebody's in stage 1, because salespeople, they are usually more reactive than proactive. Reactive in the sense that, okay, if there's an order coming in or if there's an inquiry coming, they'll deal with it. But when it comes to proactive, like in terms of following up, usually most salespeople, don't take the effort and say, okay, you know what, the blog has this very interesting piece of content, let me take it and then manually send it. Most salespeople actually don't do that. So because they don't do that, that's fine because that's how the way most salespeople are function anyway. What you can then do is create a marketing automation campaign. So then, if you realize that a lead who has become a lead and has visited the pricing page out of the blue, well, just send a send one email out and say, oh, hey, I realized that you were checking our pricing page. If you have more questions, feel free to just reply to this email, and we'll connect you with Aaron again, or your rep again, who can talk more about giving you a best possible and most attractive pricing for you. So I think these are like very cool little marketing tricks that you can do to really push your salespeople to be more, well, they're going to be reactive anyway, but they will be more busier in the sense that you can keep them busy if you realize there's time delay or there's certain parts that they are just not moving people through the stages well enough. I think that's one cool thing that you can definitely look into doing.
It's basically holding each other accountable. The marketing stuff and the sales stuff.
Yeah.
And you know where to look at because you know how sales function with that 4 tips.
Yeah.
Right? So
great. So that will be all. Thank you for watching this video.
Thank you.